I said the same thing to 5 different gaming professionals this week. Different crafts and different careers. And that sentence was, your resume is making you look smaller than you actually are. What I found was that the lines on these people's resumes could have been said or written by anybody else applying for their job. They would flatten themselves out, take their unique achievements and make them sound like everybody else's. They would hide behind a list of mind-numbing skills or just a list of job responsibilities mirrored from the job description. I know I'm saying something really obvious here when I say, hey, being specific is better than being generic. But the honest to God truth is that when I look at resumes, and I look at 10 to 15 resumes each day, Monday through Friday, it's full of generic language. Well, it all stems from the fact that smart people are terrified of looking dumb. And honest people are terrified of being seen as dishonest. And so both people hide themselves. Both types of people protect themselves by being vague. Because being vague is a sort of safety in itself. Because if you're vague, then anything you say can be defendable. It is a sort of armor. But what is actually happening is that people cannot see who you really are. When you are vague, it is very easy to come out with a, quote, perfect resume, because saying that you're a passionate gamer is perfectly defendable. But it means so little to a recruiter. Likewise for phrases like having a proven track record, having high standards of excellence, exceeding expectations time and time again. All you're doing when you're using these broad terms is making it easy for people to ignore you. One of the big problems I see nowadays is that people are using AI to write their resumes. Yeah, I get it. You want to customize your resume, so you take your, let's call it your standard resume, you take the job description and you throw it into ChatGPT or the LLM of your choice and say, hey, customize this resume for me. Well, and then you do get a customized resume, something that is unique with your information, but also customized to the job, and then you send it in thinking, oh, I have an advantage. But what is also happening is that almost everybody else applying for that same job is doing the same thing. And the nature of these LLMs is that they format everything the same way, use the same words. If you're using the same job description somebody else is, then it will use the same words and look a lot alike. So, thinking that you've customized something for the job, making you look unique, you've actually done the opposite. You've actually made you look the same as everybody else. This is the trap of AI because it makes you sound smart, but all you are doing is surrendering your own agency and taste and judgment. And AI, or whatever these stochastic autocorrect parrots that we call AI are, they cannot understand your career. They cannot tell us what isn't on your resume like you can. And that is why you have to take matters into your own hand and add the unique specificity that will make your resume powerful. Now let me walk you through a rebuild, or what that might look like. So an environment artist shared with me a bullet point that sounded a lot like this. Adapted across disciplines, coordinating with cross-functional teams to enhance team knowledge and deliver high-quality environments. Now, what the heck does that actually mean? Like, seriously, did they adapt? Did they coordinate? Did they deliver? And the answer is all three at once. But what we really need to understand is why it mattered. So what? What would have happened if they didn't do this specific job? So I asked them, adapted across disciplines. What did that really mean? And in this situation, it was that they started in assets first and then moved to environments and then started to bridge between these two very different teams in the studio. Enhanced team knowledge, what did that mean? Well, That meant that they onboarded 10 different artists and started to show them how to use the 3D tools that the current studio was using and deliver high quality environments. That meant that they designed 2 of the key boss battle arenas for the game. So the first thing we had to realize is that this wasn't one bullet point. This was 3 bullet points with very different achievements. The first one was, well, the most obvious one was that they delivered high quality environments, but we didn't say what they were. So we rewrote it to say authored 2 of the most iconic arenas in the game. And then we named them, and I won't name them here. See, specifics. 2 boss battle arenas, iconic, and we named them specifically in the resume. Now, about adapted across disciplines. The core thing that they did here wasn't that they adapted across disciplines, it is that they were able to bridge and communicate between these 2 very different teams, assets and environments, and help them work together smoother. Within the studio, there was a list of bugs maybe an arm and a leg long. And so once they were able to bridge these 2 worlds, their KPI, their specific achievement was in understanding how to resolve these bugs quickly. So their bullet point became resolved 100 bugs across the asset and scene composition pipeline as the bridge between 2 teams. The bridge between 2 teams part is the mechanic, but we didn't have the achievement at all. And the enhanced team knowledge, well, that was simple. All we did was say, trained 10 plus artists on the studio 3D tool best practices. And right now we're workshopping that specific bullet point to add in the exact tools that they taught. Here's another example. Somebody who describes themselves as a, quote, growth strategist who drives real business impact. And we rewrote that too. I manage 7-figure marketing budgets for one of the biggest live service games in the world. For somebody else who said, hey, I tested across all major consoles on 20 plus DLCs, we changed that too. Ran compliant QA across PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and Steam on 21 plus DLC releases. Instead of just being generic and categorizing everything as major consoles, we spelled them all out. And for another client, we went from built immersive simulation environments to built the flight sim environments that commercial airline pilots train in for their own certification. Do you see how much more qualified you are when you are specific on your resume? It is both an easy process to understand and kind of an annoying and frustrating one to do. I want you to open up your resume and read each line out loud. And as you read that line, I want you to understand, hey, is this something that another 100 applicants could have said as well? Right? Is this something unique to you? Or is it something that you're just parroting back? And yeah, parroting back what the job description is saying because you think that this is what it takes to get an interview. And then I want you to look for ways that you're being generic. If you're using a category instead of saying specific locations, skins, characters, platforms, etc. And if you're using adjectives, almost every time I suspect you can replace that with a number, a quantifiable number. And that's it. Go line by line. Look for what generic categorizations or adjectives you're using and replace them with specific references and or numbers. And then you reformat them so you start with the achievement at the beginning of the bullet. And that's it. Then you move to the next bullet point. Over and over and over again. I didn't say that this process would be easy, but I am telling you, it is absolutely worth doing. A recruiter spends about 6-7 seconds looking at your resume. So don't make them waste those 7 seconds on something another 100 applicants could have written. Be the specific one. Now, this is the part of the video where I would normally say like and subscribe. But that's exactly the generic, vague, everybody else says it kind of stuff that I just spent telling you not to do. Instead, let's make a deal. If one line on your resume changes because of this video, subscribe. It tells me that this is actually working, and also, it helps me stay motivated to make more videos. I want to give you the behind the scenes, unglamorous side of hiring in the gaming industry so that you can get all the jobs and promotions you deserve. That's the specific ask. So, thanks for watching.